Welcome to Watson's Models. Did somebody say 1/25th scale? May as well keep going with this, right? Delta Company, 4th Battalion, 8th United States Cavalry. Humma, humma, humma. Yeah, that's who I served with. A little combat action in Desert Storm. Some of the best guys you'll ever meet in your lifetime. And I'm sure some of you guys feel the same way about the fellas in your unit. So don't forget those guys, all right? I never do. I love them. Don't think I'd ever would have got through it without my fellas. Anyways, hey, we may as well keep going about 1/25th scale. And I have 3 other kits on hand. Yeah, that we can look at. And I have 10 other kits in 1/25th scale. That is a 1 through 10 series. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Notice my eye irritation. That sucks. And then 1 through 4, which are metal. Ooh, yeah. Let's reposition some cameras here. I'm gonna put this thing up here where my T72 is. All right, how's that? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so 1/25th scale. When I got the Tiger that I talked about yesterday, that was right around the same time that Tamiya came out with their 1/25th scale German soldiers. Yeah. So you got 1 through 4 in the series. All right. And they're plastic. And then they released the exact same figures in metal. And I don't know. Let's open up the German artillery officer and take a peek at them. This box is a little bit weathered. Made in Hong Kong. But I don't know what year these things came out in. So, I don't know. But here's how it looks. Okay? And it's in an old box. I'm going to do some damage. And whoever had this before me put a little paper in there. Oop, there went an arm. But there you go. It has a base. A cool little, looks like the Statue of Liberty base, doesn't it? And then you have your little metal guy. And the molding, I mean, it looks compatible to the plastic one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the metal guy out and lay the plastic version out so we can see them together. But it does come with a little sprue for his, ammo pouches, Schmeiser, the K98 Mauser rifle, 8mm, humma, 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 bolt action. Everybody's got to get them a Mauser of some type. I got a couple of them, Spanish. I used to have a Yugoslavian Mauser. I got a Turkish Mauser. Yeah, so anyhow, there we go. Gas mask stuff, binoculars and whatnot. There is a little bit of artwork on the inside of the box. I just got something in my eyeballs. And then there's a little interesting painting guide and building guide. And I wonder if this has a date on it. I always look for the dates because I think it's so cool. Oh well, it's printed in Japan. So, right, we got some, building information, painting information on how you can do the face. Not googly eyes like I did with mine, but so that's the way the metal ones come. All right, arms. Here, we'll leave the arms and the helmet and stuff out. But I'm going to set that aside, and then we will grab the plastic one. Except this guy is all on sprues. Now see, This is interesting. Now, he doesn't have... This is all he comes with. Same dude, same everything, minus the weapons. All right. Well, that's disappointing. I wonder if the other metal guys have complete weapon systems with them. And the answer to that question is yes. There's also a number. Oh, here you go. They even have like little labels to put on the base telling you which soldier it is in the series. But it also comes with a little sprue, which is the same as this one, of weapons and stuff like that. So that's cool. The metal ones are neat, and I've never built one of these before. I've always been in the box, and I'm not sure I want to. I might look on eBay. That's where I found these, on eBay. Okay, so the plastic ones come with what you see. Now let's grab this guy and his equivalent in plastic. And let's see what he has. Same situation. Nope, it isn't. He does have his weapon here. Okay. And cool stuff. Yeah, when I got my first 25th scale figures, I thought, man, that was cool, man. I was like, you know my old saying, I was crapping in tall cotton. All right, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you've got your U.S. Army radio operator. You have an Army tank commander, an attacking infantry soldier, and the BAR infantryman. So, that's cool, especially the tanker. Yeah, we may have to use him somewhere, but only after I find the an extra set. Speaking of tankers, they got old blood and guts General Patton of the U.S. Army. How awesome is that? I served in the 2nd Armored Division and the 3rd Armored Division during my time in the military. And yeah, after Germany, we deactivated 3rd AD after the Gulf War, and I ended up at the freaking armpit of the planet, and that was Fort Polk, Louisiana. That was the worst. 5th Infantry Division, we deactivated that, moved everything over to Fort Hood, Texas. We reactivated the 2nd Armored Division, and then I was there until 94, and I got out. So, General Patton, humma, humma, humma. If you've never been in the 2nd Armored Division headquarters building, I was very lucky to be the Command Sergeant Major's driver during that last period of time in my military career. There was a lot of nostalgia in the front lobby of that building, and the commanding general's Humvee at the time did have a siren on it, so they did follow some of the traditions of old blood and guts. And then, of course, you got to have a commanding, the Field Marshal Erwin Rommel to go with the soldiers. So, good stuff. All right, I like them. All right, what else do we got here? Now, 1/25th scale tanks. I have 3. I'm gonna open one of them tonight, and we'll go through it. So I'll save that one for last. I've got a T-34 Tamiya kit, and it's 25th scale, and boy, is it minimum on parts. You would think that, something in this scale would have, piles and piles of parts. This one does not. And the kit is, let's see, the printing date on this is 2001. All right. That's it for sprues. I'm telling you. And there's 2, and they got a couple figures, all right? Or is that one? No, that's one figure split in 2. So imagine getting him together and then cleaning up all the edges and stuff that you're creating. So very simplistic kit. I've literally held all the parts up for you. the track system. And these particular tracks, I think they snap together too. And here's some axles for the front and the rear, and some decals. I know I said I wasn't going to open this up, but it's so minimum, why not? But back then, they did have some good texture on the upper hull. So that's not bad. Hopefully the light's reflecting on that. So that's pretty cool, man. T34/85. And definitely a project for down the road. So, yeah. I don't mind buying old kits if they're complete and in decent shape. The other one I have here is an Academy Minicraft Jagdpanther. All right. And this model, it is a motorized kit. So we will open this up on a different video because there's more stuff to look at. And again, it's motorized. It even has a little, you know, remote control system or whatever. All right. Can you guess which one we're going to look at now? Any guesses? Centurion. All right. This kit is awesome. I've always wanted this model. And a dear friend of mine he's no longer with us. May rest in peace. He bought me this kit as a gift years ago. And I was so excited, man. It's like, oh, this kind of dusted off the old 1/25th scale feel that I had from the Tiger that I showed you. And I was like, I always wanted this kit, but I just felt that it was too expensive and I couldn't afford it. Well, he was generous enough to square me away. So let's open this box and show you what's in it. So to get started, obviously, there you go. Check it. And here's the side of the box. Here's the end. And of course, we've got a listing of other things that they produced. And the other end looks the same. Okay. Now, you get the two different sets of instructions. One, I believe, is Japanese, and the other one's in English. Okay? So you get them both ways. Of course, the part listings are on the back. And if you want me to, I can quickly flip through those, but I'd have to set a camera up, and that's kind of a pain. So, all right. Different options. Here are your decal sheets. Cool. As far as the box is concerned, and I had already opened these up and got them out of their plastic, but it's kind of how it's laid out. Very similar to the way the Tiger was laid out. It had the tracks. The tracks were in a box, but on the Tiger, if you remember, it had the shape of a German helmet on it. Interesting. It's a hollow box, but all the tracks are in there. All right, we got a little bag of hardware, some springs, some pins, etc., etc. We've got a soldier. We got a tank crewman. I wonder if they made a metal version of this guy. I don't think they did. All right. Polycaps, that rubbery kind of polycap feel. They're tow ropes, and they're the hubs are, that's the material that it's made of, the flexible stuff. Okay, we got the lower hull. And you can see where you can put a switch in there and stuff, and it's one of those deals where you can motorize it. Here's the sprue. It's got the mantlet, and the thing is, where the hell's my Centurion? I know I have one. Oh, he's hiding down there. Never mind. I should have brought him out. Show you what I was doing with them. Maybe I will after the video. Okay, so you can see where they've molded in the mantlet cover, the canvas cover for that. A lot of the RC kits you can get now from Hang Along, and I'm not exactly sure Now that might be a, what is that? Toro? No. Hell, I can't remember now. It's irrelevant. Anyways, here you go. All right. So you got some of the guns and some of the hatches. Main gun is in 2 pieces. So, thin cement, get her cleaned up. Okay, here are the main turret pieces. All right, lots of nice detail. Crispiness, I like crispiness. Can you see it? I like crispy. I like Rice Krispies, especially with chocolate almond milk. Here's some more figures. All right, this is the crew that's going to be hanging out next to this guy. He'll be up doing his commander stuff. These guys will be out doing their little infantry stuff. And, you know, it's good details. Crispy. Crispy. Engine parts, ammo, radiator grills, etc., etc. Let me angle it just a little bit for the light so you can see it. All right. Here's some more. What appears to be, well, there's gears and stuff. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the potential of making this thing motorized or not. It might be, but there's clearly some suspension parts here. All right. This side, we're getting into some, this is a full interior, by the way. And this has a lot of those pieces parts. Okay, main gun stuff. I'm assuming these are different bulkheads and stuff in the engine compartment of this tank. Really cool. Details are everything. Okay, here is the, looks like we're the building up part of the top deck. Okay, obviously where the turret's going to go. Back portion. Fender skirts. What else we got here? Fender skirts. Looks like some track pieces. Greeblies, little things. Okay, cool. Skirts. I'm assuming those are transmission covers where the sprocket and the idlers will go. These things. I haven't looked at the instructions, but that's what it looks like. Suspension stuff. Road wheels and sprockets. Everything molded in plastic. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it looks like a dark olive drab. That's it for the parts, man. Isn't a lot there. I bet a guy could, short of painting everything, pre-painting interior pieces and everything, the build could be relatively quick. With that, no, we're not using that. I'll just have that there for grins and giggles. So that's it, man. What do you guys think? You want to see the instructions? I don't know. Nostalgic. I'm not going to go through all of it. I love drawings like that. Those cutaway drawings, those are so cool. And those are the kinds of things you'd want to hang on your wall like a poster. But in fact, what I'll do is I'll just pan over it. That's how I'll do the instructions. And maybe some of you guys that are into British tanks, why did they paint the interior silver? You know, all U.S. tanks were white inside. And I think it probably just has some type of reflective quality to it, but maybe there's a different reason. Maybe you can see better inside that way with silver, a silver coating, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we'll put all this stuff back. Thanks for watching. 1/25th scale. Get your nostalgia on, folks. I picked up something the other day that is, well, if you're my age, you probably attempted it at one time, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll just show it to you. I'll give you a hint. It's 1/96 scale. So, hey, have a good night. Both of these generals are like, get out there and build something and put some pieces on some parts and paint and glue and sand and pontificate. Yeah. See ya.